That's when it happened. I heard voices coming from my computer screen. I quickly looked at the screen and saw my husband, Alex, and a woman. She seemed to be standing next to my husband, but I still couldn't see her face properly. Could it be an affair? I muted my side of the screen and also made the screen blank so that they couldn't see me. Then the woman's face came closer to my husband's face and was clearly visible on the screen. What? No way! My name is Lila. I am a 26-year-old office worker. I have a wonderful boyfriend. He's a colleague of mine and his name is Alex. When I first joined the company as a trainer, Alex was the one who taught me my job. He is very good at his job, tall and handsome. Whenever I am near him, he always smells good. He was so popular that all the female employees were after Alex, and he was one of the most popular guys in the company. Incidentally, there was another colleague whose name is Wayne, and he was also equally good looking and good at his job. But he was rather blunt and gave detailed and strict instructions on work. So his reputation among female employees was divided into two sides. Some said that him being strict was cool and that was out of niceness, while others disliked him because he did not understand people's hearts and was not really gentle. Therefore, the majority of them were attracted to Alex, who was kind and gentle. When he confessed his feelings for me, I thought my heart would jump out of my chest. I was so happy that I even asked him if he was really okay with me. When I questioned him, Alex laughed and replied, "No, it has to be you, Lila." I thought I was going to cry my eyes out. I think I was even more happy than when I got what I wanted for Christmas. So like that, we started dating. I'm really good at doing house chores, so I tried my best to serve Alex homemade food and clean his room for him. He complimented me on how delicious the food was, and he was very grateful when I cleaned his room. I was so happy about that I studied even more harder to learn how to cook. I kept my relationship with him a secret from everyone in the company. I kept it a secret from everyone in the company partly because there was so many rivals. Besides, I felt that I could not concentrate on my work if all my colleagues knew about my love life. I have said a lot of things about my love life, but I was also very serious about my work. I didn't want my bosses and colleagues to tell me that I was focusing in my love life. So, I kept my relationship with Alex a secret. He agreed with my idea. He was a good worker before he was just handsome or cool. So, he probably didn't want to have his work interfered with by being teased about his love life. Thus, we continued our secret relationship for about 2 years. Then one day, he proposed to me. Of course, the answer was yes. I thought I was in heaven when he proposed to me. I took the opportunity of our marriage to inform our relationship to the company. Everyone was very surprised. There was a little bit of jealousy from the female employees, but everyone gave me their blessing. Alex and my families greeted each other without any issue, and the marriage ceremony went off without a hitch. My parents-in-law were also very nice people. So I thought we had a really happy marriage. Then we went on our honeymoon and started our married life together. I woke up in the morning to find my husband sleeping beside me every day. I mean, that was natural, but that alone made me very happy.
No, really. You're really good at cooking, Lila.
My husband always eats my cooking really deliciously. That also makes me happy and makes me want to cook just for him again.
You could be a full-time housewife. It would be great if I could eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I didn't quit my job after I got married. I like my current job. So, as you can imagine, I can't afford to make even a lunch for Alex, and I just make a really simple and quick breakfast in the morning. I'm glad you say that, but I still like to keep working.
Even if you get pregnant?
Well, I'll think about that when it happens.
Okay, let's make a baby right away.
Ah, jeez. You're being a bit too sudden. We were enjoying our newlywed life, flirting with each other like this. However, 1 year into our marriage, my husband was transferred to a new post and he had to go by himself. I never thought this would happen.
I'm sorry. My boss seems to expect a lot from me, and I couldn't just turn him down.
I see. Then I guess it can't be helped. It's necessary for you so that you can get a promotion.
I'll try to go home whenever I can. Let's have lots of video chats too.
Yeah, okay. As a newlywed, this was quite painful and sad, but I didn't want my personal feelings to get in the way of my work. So I became patient and accepted it. And the more I didn't see him, the more I'm focused on my work. Since I was living on my own, I kept my housework to a minimum and used the extra time to study for my promotion exam. Because I had set a goal and was working hard, surprisingly, I did not feel that lonely, even though I did not get to see my husband every day. We had occasional video calls, and my husband came home every 2 weeks or so on weekends, and that was enough for me. Even at work, there was someone who saw my efforts properly.
Lila, you have been working hard lately. You hardly make any mistakes, and I think that many of the projects you come up with are well thought out. Please, keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you very much. I never thought I would get a compliment from Wayne. I felt like my abilities had been recognized, and I was very happy. Oh my gosh, are you flirting with another handsome guy while your husband is away? Kat. Kat is one of my colleagues, and she's always mean to me. When I reported about my marriage to Kat, she said things like, "You're not good enough for him." And she always comes at me at every opportunity. Kat, on the other hand, does not take her work seriously. And she's the type of person who does things just to get by and slack off. To begin with, Kat is a married woman, and recently she has been working part-time due to her family's situation. So she only comes to the office about 3 times a week. I didn't understand why she was coming at me like that. I always try to let Kat off the hook, as it was just a waste of my time and effort to get involved. However, it is also true that it causes me a lot of stress. So I video chat with my husband after I got home from work to relax and relieve the stress. So the boss would explain to me all the time, seriously, not realizing that he had made a mistake. Then, at the end of the call, he would say,
"Oh crap, did I make a mistake?"
and everyone would laugh.
That's just like him.
Oh, it's almost 10 p.m. Let's call it a night.
Oh, is it that late already? Well, you're right. I have work tomorrow, so maybe some other time.
Alright, talk to you later.
Yeah, talk to you later.
I turned off my computer and was about to end the video chat when I received a text message about work just at that moment. So, I was looking at my phone screen for a few minutes and realized that I forgot to turn off the video chat. That's when it happened. I heard voices coming from my computer screen. I quickly looked at the screen and saw my husband, Alex, and a woman. She seemed to be standing next to my husband, but I still couldn't see her face properly. Could it be an affair? I muted my side of the screen and also made the screen blank so that they couldn't see me. Then I pressed screen record and decided to leave the evidence. I could hear a woman's coaxing voice. I wonder who it is, but it sounds familiar. I feel like I heard that voice today somewhere. Then the woman's face came closer to my husband and was clearly visible on the screen. What? No way! To my surprise, it was Kat, who was having an affair with my husband. When Kat and my husband brought their faces close, they kissed each other, really passionately. Alex was completely cheating on me with Kat. I bet Lila doesn't think I'm having an affair with you either.
Well, she's basically thick-headed, so that's understandable.
But why did you marry such a plain, dull woman like her?
Because she was the best cook and seemed the easiest to deal with. She's also in love with me and would do whatever I asked.
She's almost like a housekeeper to you.
But I was surprised when she said that she wouldn't quit her job. I thought she would quit her job as soon as I asked her to be my housewife.
She's strangely motivated at work,
Oh, really? There's no way a woman can get a promotion. I mean, she wouldn't quit, so I volunteered to get posted to where I am right now.
Oh, so that's how it is.
It's terrible to have your wife in the office. I can't do anything freely. I wonder if I could be assigned here for the rest of my life instead of just being posted here temporarily.
Oh, but if that happens, it's going to be difficult for me to come here.
But you're gonna come to me anyway, right?
Yeah. You are so pushy. I quietly hung up the video chat as the two of them started taking off their clothes. I will never forgive them. I will put that man to hell for sure. Fortunately, the two of them didn't even know that the video chat was still connected, and they told me themselves that they were clearly having an affair. I was able to record it well, which saved me the hassle of hiring a private investigator. My husband's birthday was coming up, so I suggested to him that we invite each other's families to our house for the first time in a while and throw a home party. My husband agreed to throw a party, saying it would be a great way to provide something fun for the family. At the birthday event, I told my husband that I had prepared a video for him and linked my computer up to the TV, showing him the video of the affair between my husband and Kat on the big screen. Both my in-laws and my husband were absolutely stunned by this. By the way, I told my parents beforehand about what was happening and what was going to happen. I was going to ask them to support me if anything happened.
How did you get this video?
My husband was not only having an affair, but also about marrying me. He simply wanted a housekeeper who would do what he said. I cannot stay married to such a person. Therefore, I want to divorce him. When I said this, my in-laws came over to me and apologized to me immediately, saying that they were truly sorry for their stupid son. Then, they snapped at my husband asking, "What are you doing?" Apparently, help from my parents weren't really necessary. I then sent a content certified letter to Kat's house. Therefore, Kat's husband found out about the affair. Kat and Alex were to be sued for alimony by both me and Kat's husband. My husband and I also got a divorce without any issues, and the division of property and other matters were also successfully settled. As expected, since all of us were at the same company, there was no way that the people at the company would not find out, and the rumor had already spread. Kat received cold stares from everyone around her, and she couldn't stand it any longer, so she voluntarily resigned from her job. My ex-husband continued to work at the company, not caring about what others thought of him. I am sure he did not want to lose to me, but I was determined to stay at the company. I was determined to get promoted before my ex-husband. With this strong determination, I devoted myself to my work. Then, to my surprise, my hard work had paid off, and I was promoted. My ex-husband said,
"How is that possible? How could a woman get promoted way ahead of me? You must have been cheating somehow. Did you flirt with the boss or the manager?"
I would never do that. When my ex-husband was having trouble making accusations against me, Wayne came over.
"Lila has risen to the top, all on her own. She did not do anything dishonest, and she's not the kind of person who would just flirt with the bosses to get her own way." "Hey, what's the matter with you? Don't butt into other people's businesses. We're having a conversation here. Outsiders like you better stay out of it." "Well, then you're the one who should be the outsider." "What?" "The boss is waiting for you."
With that, Wayne grabbed my ex-husband's arm and pulled him away.
"Wait, what the hell?"
They went into the conference room, and after about an hour, they came out with the department head. My ex-husband's face was lifeless, and he looked like he was about to collapse. I went over to Wayne and asked him what had happened. To my surprise, I heard that my ex-husband had been taking tons of work but pushing them to the newcomer staff. He also told me that Alex had promised the newcomer staff a date with a beautiful woman whom he said he would introduce to him as a reward for his work. He told the staff to cooperate with him if he did not want to be fired, and he made him do more and more of his own work, taking only the credit for it. The threatened staff became mentally ill and resigned voluntarily some time ago. When Wayne became suspicious and investigated about it, that staff told him about the incident and everything came to light. On Wayne's advice, the staff filed a damage report for the threats and also demanded compensation from Alex for his mental illness. As a result, Alex was arrested, and it was also required for him to pay the compensation. Naturally, my ex-husband was fired from the company. I don't know how he's doing since then, but I'm sure he's so full of debts that he can no longer afford to play around with women. Alex deserved what he got. Meanwhile, I was working even harder. Later, I was teamed up with Wayne for a project, and we were much closer to each other. And to my surprise, Wayne and I started dating. And 2 years later, we got married. Wayne is very capable of doing housework, so we have a very well-balanced married life, sharing the workload between the two of us. He's very faithful and looks out only for me. I would like to continue to build a happy family with Wayne while supporting each other. Alex really was a scumbag. An irredeemable scum of the scum is what I'd call him. I wonder what would have happened if the video chat had been turned off at that time. In any case, Lila is mentally strong. It was cool to see how she rose to the top by her own strength. I hope she and Wayne will continue to live a happily married life together. Thank you for watching until the end. If you like, please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. When I came home, my husband Tyson was already home, and my younger sister Beth had also come. Beth, you're here.
Yes.
Hey, I have something important to talk with Tyson today, so could you leave?
We also need to talk to you, Caroline.
Huh? We?
Caroline, I want a divorce.
Excuse me?
Well, actually, Beth is pregnant with my child.
What? My name is Caroline. I am 28 years old, and I work at an office. I met my husband Tyson when he was a business partner of mine and invited me to dinner. And from then on, we began to meet up and go on dates frequently together. He proposed to me, and we got married. We have been married for 3 years now. We sometimes fight, but we are not on bad terms. We both love kids, and I'm sure we will be able to build a good family once we have kids. However, despite these thoughts, we have not been able to have any kids. We have been trying to have a baby since we were newlyweds, so it should have been possible for us to have a child sooner. However, the fact that we could not have a baby, even after 3 years of marriage, made me a little uneasy. So I decided to talk to my husband about fertility treatment. Hey, Tyson, we've been married for quite a few years now, and I think it's time to seriously think about having a baby.
What? Seriously?
Well, I'm talking about fertility treatments and all. When I said this, my husband had a stern look on his face.
But infertility treatments cost quite a bit of money, don't they?
You don't have to worry about that. We have money saved up. Both of us still work, so we can afford it.
But it'd also be difficult for you physically, won't it?
That's true, but we still want to have a baby.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Huh?
Even if you are over 30 years old, and even if you are in your 40s, people still get pregnant. I don't think you need to force yourself to have a baby now.
Tyson certainly has a point. I have a younger sister who is 7 years younger than me, and my mother had my sister when she was 34. When she gave birth to my sister, my parents had no particular intention of having a second child. But even so, when she gave birth to me, at the age of 27, she was doing a lot of things to have a baby, doing what we would now call fertility treatment. Since I am already 28 years old, beyond the age my mother gave birth to me, I can't help but feel impatient and want to get pregnant as soon as possible if I can. But I still think I want a baby now.
We don't even know if we're infertile in the first place, so I don't know if we should suddenly start treatment.
Then how about getting tested? When I said this, my husband looked a little annoyed.
Huh? An examination? You don't need one. I definitely don't think I'm infertile.
How can you be so sure?
That's because, they say that women have a higher chance of infertility.
I was a little offended by this statement. What? So you're trying to say that I'm infertile?
I'm not saying you are, but it is a fact that female infertility is more common than male infertility. Men may cheat on wives a lot more, though.
Don't tell me a stupid joke at a time like this. It's true that women are more infertile than men, but I've heard that men are infertile too.
I am not infertile. I've never had any serious illnesses, and I'm perfectly healthy. In any case, let's have dinner soon.
With that, my husband changed the subject. But I was serious about discussing what was on my mind with him. Maybe my husband and I have different ideas about procreation. I felt a little sad, but I was sure that what my husband was saying was not completely out of line. He told me that it was normal for people in their 30s to be pregnant, and that women were more likely to be infertile than men. Feeling frustrated that I couldn't properly talk back to him, and also thinking that of course that there was a possibility that I was the cause, I decided to take a fertility test. That day, I got a paid leave in advance at work and went to take a fertility test. And when the test was over around noon, I decided to go into a cafe in town and have lunch alone. Then, by chance, I saw my younger sister Beth in the cafe. My sister was having tea with a guy about the same age. However, both of them looked kind of serious. Then they both got up and were about to leave the store. At that moment, my sister noticed me and came over to me.
Oh, is that you, Caroline? If you were there, you should have called out to me.
Yeah, but you looked kind of serious with your boyfriend.
Did you hear what we were talking about?
No, I just got in here a little while ago.
I see.
My sister told her boyfriend, who was waiting behind her, that she was going to go talk to me for a bit and made him leave first, then sat down across from me. Oh, are you sure? I mean, about your boyfriend.
It's okay. I was just going home for the day anyways.
Well, I mean, he wasn't the same guy I saw about 2 months ago?
That's right.
Did you break up with the last one already?
That one, yeah. I think I broke up with him.
What do you mean, you think?
Well, as long as I'm happy now, that's all that matters.
You should think a little further ahead about your life, you know.
But I'm still a college student. I want to have as much fun as you can before I become a corporate slave.
A corporate slave? I guess it depends on the company. If you study hard, earn credits, and job hunt, you have a better chance of getting into a company that treats you well.
Oh, come on, sis. Don't be like Mom. Can I go over to your house today?
What? Why?
Because if you're here today, that means you're off work, right? Which means you have time to cook, right?
Well, it seems I don't have a choice. I'll make you something you like.
Yay!
I spoil my sister so much as if she were my own daughter, since she's way younger than me. Although my parents do discipline her to a certain extent, she's the youngest, so they let her have more freedom than they did when she was my age. After that, I stopped by the supermarket with my sister, came home, and proceeded to prepare dinner. Then Then, my husband came home around 7 p.m.
Oh, welcome home, Tyson.
Oh, hey, it's you, Beth. I didn't know you were coming.
I came over for my sister's dinner today.
Well, it's going to be lively.
My sister had come over for dinner several times before, and because of her friendly personality, she and my husband quickly became good friends. The three of us had a nice meal and we all had a few drinks, but halfway through the meal we ran out of drinks. So I lost in a game of rock, paper, scissors, and I had to go to a nearby store to buy some.
Oh, I want some ice cream too.
Me too.
Okay, ice cream, drinks, and snacks. I took my wallet and left the house. And when I came home after buying the things, my sister was gone. Hey, where's Beth?
Oh, she got hot, so she's taking a shower right now. She wants ice cream after her bath.
Goodness, she really gets to do whatever she wants, huh? Oh yeah, I had my fertility test today.
What? You seriously took the test?
Because I wanted to be sure. The results should come out in a few weeks.
So, what if you find out that you're infertile?
If they say we'll never be able to have kids, I'll give up. But if the chances of having children are low or something, I'd like to have fertility treatment.
Seriously? You were that serious?
What, you don't want to have a baby with me?
I do, but I don't want to go through the infertility treatment.
I see. Maybe you and I have different ways of thinking fundamentally. Then my sister came out of the bath at this point, so the conversation ended there. After that, things became a little awkward between my husband and I, and we spent more and more time in silence. Then the test results came back, so I went to the clinic after work. Then the doctor made a surprising statement.
Upon the test, you're not infertile, so you can get pregnant without any issues.
Oh, really?
Yes. So if you can't get pregnant, you might want to have your husband come in for an examination to find out.
Okay, I understand. I felt relieved to find out that I was not infertile, but worried at the same time whether I would be able to continue married life with my husband. If I was not the cause, then there was a high possibility that my husband was the cause. My husband was not likely to be willing to undergo tests and fertility treatment. It is true that I have become a little disappointed with my husband because of this incident. I was worried that if we were to have a baby, he would not put our family first as a husband and a father. But for now, I have to report the test results to my husband. Then we would discuss what to do. When I came home, my husband Tyson was already home. And my younger sister Beth had also come. Beth, you're here.
Yes.
Hey, I have something important to talk with Tyson today, so could you leave?
We also need to talk to you, Caroline.
Huh? We?
Caroline, I want a divorce.
Excuse me?
Well, actually, Beth is pregnant with my child. So I'll divorce you and I'll get married to Beth.
What? It was so sudden that I couldn't catch up with what was going on.
Oh, Caroline, I'm really sorry.
It's not your fault, Beth. It's because I was weak. And if we have a child, I have to take responsibility.
Tyson.
Seeing the two of them start flirting in front of me, I felt somewhat really angry. In general, just having physical relationship with your own wife's sister is disgusting. But being in a relationship with a college student who is way younger is just not possible. My affection for my husband was gone in an instant. Oh, I see. So we're getting a divorce and you're going to get married to Beth. But why don't you do whatever you want? But I'll make sure I get alimony. My husband and sister were surprised that I backed down so easily, but said,
Well then,
and handed me the divorce papers. I quickly filled them out, packed my belongings, and quickly left the house. After filing the divorce papers on the same day, I went back to my parents' house and reported the matter to them. My parents heard about it and were outraged. They immediately called my sister and declared that they'd cut off ties with her. My parents were so outraged that they reported this to my ex-husband's parents. My ex-parents-in-laws apologized to us and cut ties off from Tyson. I then demanded alimony from Tyson and my sister. However, my sister is a college student, so my husband paid the entire amount. Thus, I left my husband, cut off my sister, and started a new life. 2 years later, I married one of my colleagues. To my surprise, we soon had a child. 3 years later, I was walking the streets with my husband and my daughter when I was suddenly approached by someone.
Oh, Caroline?
What? Oh, Tyson.
Long time no see. How have you been?
Oh yes, it's been a long time. My ex-husband glanced at my now husband and at my daughter and grinned.
I didn't expect you to remarry.
I told my current husband to go ahead and take my daughter and walk out first.
And you remarried a man with a child. That's quite a step.
I went through the sarcasm and asked my husband a question. Well, what about you? Are things going well with my sister, whom you cheated with while you were married to me? My ex-husband looked bitter when I said this.
Beth. She spends a lot of money and doesn't do any housework at all, so it's really difficult for me.
Well, I guess it must be. I never saw her doing any housework. She also had all her boyfriends pay most of the bills for her.
You know, the baby she gave birth to looks nothing like me at all. I wonder if the baby is really mine.
Well, probably not.
Excuse me?
I forgot to tell you that the day you and I broke up, I was told that there was nothing wrong with me after a fertility test.
Excuse me?
To prove it, the daughter my husband has now is my own daughter that I gave birth to.
No way.
That's why you are most likely infertile. My ex-husband's face turned pale all at once. Also, actually a little after you and I divorced, I bumped into my sister's boyfriend at the time.
Boyfriend?
We talked for a while and he told me that Beth had told him that she was having a baby, but she didn't know whose it was.
What?
So she was just looking for someone to marry and provide for her at the time. And thought that you'd be a great option, I guess.
Oh no. So, I've been with someone else's child?
Well, I don't feel sorry for you at all, since it's your fault for being unfaithful like that. Well then, I have my precious husband and daughter waiting for me, so I'm going now. Goodbye. My ex-husband watched me leave in a daze. I don't know what happened to my ex-husband and Beth after that, but I'm sure they must have gone through quite an argument. Well, I don't really care because it is no longer my business. Meanwhile, I'm getting along very well with my current daughter, my husband, and my family of 3. My home will be completed soon, and we will move into a new house. I am looking forward to starting a new life in a new home with my husband and daughter, whom I love. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.